Let's talk about names.
Names.
Yeah. Does your name have any special meaning?
Of course it does. My name is Sukhdev Singh, and there's a combination of two different words. Sukh means happiness, and Dev means Lord.
Okay.
So it's a beautiful meaning that that is Lord of happiness.
Yeah, definitely. How would you choose names for your next generations?
Okay, if I had one in the future, I'll definitely like to use internet for that. Since I really don't want my children to have some outdated name. Neither I know the modern name, so of course internet would come in handy to find an internet name for my children.
Are there any differences between how Indians name their children now than they did in the past?
Of course, I think nowadays parents are pre-prepared. They already had thought of the name of the children even before the birth of the child. But in the past, it was completely different. The naming process was directly associated with the customs, the religious custom, I must say. The parents would ask a priest to open the holy book, and whichever the letter strikes first, and baby's name would start from that letter. Well, I think which has been dissipated today, so that's the only difference.
Okay. Does anyone in your extended family have the same name as you?
Not really. I think I'm the only one in my entire family whose name is Sukhdev. And we really make it sure that every child has a different name, so that they can be identified and referred easily to.
Are there any names that are more popular than the others?
I would say yes. And nowadays the short names and trendy names are really popular. The names are which sounds like something modern, or the name that is short are more popular. Just like if you say Karan is pretty popular name and very fancy name, right? So I think it's really popular rather than the names that were in the past.
Okay. Alright, well that's the end of part 1. Let's talk about a cue card quickly. The topic is describe a popular or famous person in your country.
Okay.
You should mention who this person is,
Yes.
what he or she is like,
Okay.
and then why you think this person is popular, and finally how this person influences the public.
Okay.
You can have a minute if you want to.
Anyway, I can start it straight away.
Alright, let's go.
Yeah, for a start, regarding a famous person in India, I would like to start with the phrase that every individual has something to know and throw in him. Over the course of my life, I have commingled with bajillions of different physics, and today I'm going to talk one of those, which really influenced not only me but every individual of my country. He is a cricketer, none other than Yuvraj Singh, who is also known as the man with the golden arm. Well, he has served for India more than 15 years. He started in 1999, I guess, and since then he has played quite, mind-blowing innings for India and made it victorious. I think I really admire him for his dedication, for his enthusiasm, and to make India win. Especially everybody admired him when he made India win the 2011 World Cup, despite he was suffering from cancer. After which a book was written on him, The Story of My Life, I guess is the name of his book, in which he explained everything, what happened to him when he was identified with the cancer. And he's the only man I have known who actually defeated the cancer. He had a tumor. And again played for India and scored his first 150 knock against the England. So all these qualities of him, he always put India above than his own interest. He never gave up, despite all the struggles of his life. However, I feel quite sad the way he exit from the cricket world. He is not recognized by the modern cricketers and neither respected. Sometimes he speaks about his his retirement from Indian cricket team, which is quite disheartening.
Okay.
But I think he is a great inspiration for not only me but the 140 crores of population.
Okay. Alright, let's move on to the part 3.
Okay.
The first question is, Do you think media is putting too much attention on famous people?
I guess so. I think in order to get the scoop of popularity, media is always in their shoe to show the celebrity and their personal affairs on the internet so that they can get a larger viewership and earn more money. So I think even they keep poking their nose into the personal matters of the celebrity, which I think is pretty unfair, and it should be stopped at once.
Okay. Do you think famous people are necessarily good in their field?
Well, we need to understand what is popularity and what is being famous. Even a criminal is famous if his case goes viral in the country. We cannot say he's a good man. Right? So popularity is a different thing. Admiration is a different thing. Yeah? So even the criminals, rapers, the terrorists are famous. Everybody knows about them, but they are not necessarily good people.
Tell me, what are the differences between famous people today and those in the past?
I think the way they become famous is the difference. In the past, only politicians, film stars, or sports people would gain such popularity. But today, these options have been widened. Even the anchor, the comedian, I would say some, news anchors are very popular. Apart from that, there are many food bloggers that are very popular. There are some social media handlers are gaining popularity and are being recognized by millions of people in the country. On the top of that, some YouTubers. YouTube is such a great platform, and many people are making millions out of it and is recognized by crores of people.
Tell me, why do some people become famous but not successful?
Well, I guess because of their misdeeds. As I mentioned earlier, it's their deeds that make them popular or success. Success and popularity is something that does not necessarily go along. Right. So if you're successful, of course, your deeds have to be in the favor of society. You have achieved something that does not only benefit you, but everybody who's associated with you. That's called success, when people admire you. So the popularity, on the other hand, can be scary. People would afraid of you. Still, you are popular. They know about you, right? So that's the reason. The misdeed, and these are many miscreants. So I think their karma is something that makes the real difference between why they are popular but not successful.
Okay. Well, that's the end of it.